These are the 7 principles of progressive education according to Johnson and Smith.
The first principle, according to Johnson and Smith, is freedom to develop naturally. Students should have their freedom on developing their skills and knowledge. Nurturing the students shouldn't focus on the theories or rules, but also it should have an hands-on activities or learning so that they can also develop their sense and social skills that can help them in the future.
Second, interest, the motive of all work. This basically means that the students must have an interest with what he or she is doing, as it can motivate them to develop and foster. And this interest can be satisfied with the following. First, direct and indirect experiences with the world and its activities. Second, application of knowledge and integration of subjects. For example, when the students applied their learnings and connected it with the unifying concepts, then it would mean that their interest is caught and it would eventually develop over time. Third is the consciousness of achievement. So when someone is conscious on what to achieve, then of course, the interest of student will immediately grow, and that can motivate them in doing all the work.
Third, the teacher as a guide, not a task maker. As a student-centered learning, teacher will act as a guide for the students to grow by their own and not spoon-fed the children by the information she gave. Students should do their own research or study depending on what the teacher said or give instructions about.
Fourth, scientific study of student development. It means that in this case, the teachers should foster the development of the whole child.
Greater attention to all that affects the student's physical development. Students' learning environment should be one of the priorities of the school, teachers, and the parents. Since a child has its limited time on focusing in learning, they should have a break whenever needed. And since students has a weak immune system, the school, teachers, and the parents have to be observant with the learning space of the children.
Sixth, cooperation between school and home to meet the needs of student life. Sometimes it is inevitable that the students will do schoolworks at home. Therefore, parents should understand this and provide help and not be close-minded. Along with this, they should also give more space for the child to develop on their own. And this is also for teachers. They also need to understand that there are factors which affects the students. Therefore, they should cooperate in weighing down activities.
For example, today's new normal education, teachers and the parents should help and guide the students in order for them to learn efficiently. Also, teachers need to understand that students have other activities or conflict inside the household that affects the student's learning development. Parents also should be observant towards their child's development since they are the one who's with them all the time.
The last principle is the progressive school, a leader in educational movements. Progressive education is not easy to define, simply because it is always changing. Progressive education is continuously progressing. It is alive and growing with no fixed creed, no unchanging body of knowledge, and no specific method to be applied. And that is according to Washburn, 1952.
The progressivist views. Progressivist believes that teachers should foster the development of the whole child through hands-on learning, experimentation, and play. Believe that individuality, progress, and change are fundamental to one's education. Center their curricula on the needs, experience, interests, and abilities of the students. Believe that students should be a process of ongoing growth, not just a preparation for being an adult. Lastly, they were keen to remove themselves from the textbook-based curriculum and the idea of the teachers as disseminators of information in favor of viewing teachers as facilitators of thinking.
Progressivist educators. In a progressivist education, their educators are outcome focused and don't simply impart learned facts. Teachers are less concerned with passing on the existing culture and strive to allow students to develop an individual approach to tasks provided to them. Teachers act as facilitators in a classroom where students explore physical, mental, moral, and social growth. Teachers in a progressive education system often sit among students at a round table, embracing the Harkness method, a way of learning developed by philanthropist Edward Harkness, who made the donation to Phillips Exeter Academy and had a vision on how his donation might be used. What I have in mind is teaching, where boys could sit around the table with a teacher who would talk with them and instruct them by a sort of tutorial or conference method. Harkness thinking led to the creation of the so-called Harkness table, literally a round table, designed to facilitate the interaction between the teachers and students during class. According to this, usually, the common sites in a progressivist classroom might include small groups of debating, custom-made activities, and learning stations, as typically teachers walk freely among the groups, guiding them using suggestions and thought-provoking questions. So that is all for today. Thank you for listening and have a good day.